Good morning, traders. What is going on? It is January 9th, 2019. So excited to be with you today. First of all, guys, what does every single second, every single minute, every month, every year, what does it all have in common? And that is they're in limited supply. We want to start our day off on a good note every single day, using our time wisely because we are in limited supply of it, and that's why you're here today. Let's get into today. What is going on? Stock futures are slightly higher this morning after the Dow and S&P 500 on Tuesday notched their first 3-day win streak since November. NASDAQ also saw gains, seeing its 8th positive session and 9. Stu, good morning to you. Good to see you in here this morning. So we got a good one for you today. I feel like Steve Harvey when I say that. Give me RHE. Give me VTVT. Good morning, Short for Short. Good to see you in here today. So I got about 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, yep, about 6 different tickers today I think are good candidates for today. Certainly want to go over. Want to make sure you guys are all set and ready to go on this beautiful Wednesday. And the interesting thing is, it is kind of beautiful outside. I'm in North Carolina, 60 outside, and this weekend is supposed to snow. Talk about being bipolar. This weather needs that pill that AXSM offers for that depressive weather. But with that being said, why don't we go over AXSM, because that one certainly still has a lot of the volume today. And it has since Monday on AXSM. So that one, of course, was the phase 2 trials of completion, and it has been continuing to get the follow-through momentum. I mean, what's going on here? What are my thoughts on AXSM? This one here, honestly, I think AXSM at this point just gives 0 Fs whatsoever. This one reminds me a lot of AWX. AWX was a runner in July. I don't know if you guys remember that one. I'm going to pull it up real quick here. Pull up the chart on AWX way back here. You remember this? From $2 to 20. There became a certain point with AWX where it just got overcrowded and it just started becoming manipulated. It did its own thing. When it cracked support, it just trapped shorts and then it started running on off. That's what we're seeing some with AXSM. Getting all backwards with these AXs. Yeah, so yesterday what we did see on AXSM was we went from green to red on the day, didn't we? We went from green to red on the day, started trapping some shorts in here, and then guess what? Boom! Started moving on up. So it's starting to do its own thing. It's getting a little overcrowded, starting to become a little manipulated there. Because of that, I'd say just be very cautious on it. Be very cautious on it. Some are speculating this thing can continue to run, which it certainly can. We'll see if it continues to get another leg up, if some shorts are trapped into this one. AXSM, will I be trading this one? Most likely not. Joseph, good morning to you. Hope you're doing well this morning. Yeah, so AXSM, I'm most likely going to avoid this one. I think it's getting a little overcrowded and becoming manipulated, kind of like AWX was. But what else should we be looking at this morning? Let's go ahead and pull up the top gap up on our watch list. The top stock on our gap up watch list, which is ATOS, highlighted in blue, which means it's what? A low float. Low float ATOS. This one popped up very recently, so this is our top gainer right now. There wasn't a lot going on the gap up watch list as far as volume goes in the penny stock world, and then ATOS popped up. So let's take a look at it. What's going on with ATOS? It's forming actually a flag right now in pre-market. Yeah, ATOS there. Why is this one popping up? ATOS had a completion of phase 1 study, so not clinically significant safety signals or adverse events, well tolerated. So there's no safety signals, no adverse effects so far that they've recognized. That's phase 1. Phase 1, that question that's asked is the treatment safe? And we've gone over this, guys. Phase 1 doesn't normally bring in a lot of hype, a lot of attention. Phase 2 certainly does. You know, that was AXSM, phase 2, completion on that, which asks the question, does the drug actually work? Not only is the treatment safe, because, I mean, is the treatment safe? You could have a water pill that's safe. Phase 3 is it better than what's already out there? Of course, that's going to bring in all the hype and attention. ATOS, let's take a look at the trend lines here and see how much room it has to go. How much room this one has to move on up. Our first resistance line was at 150. It has broke through this. Our second one is going to be at 185. We've hit this many times, twice there, and once here. So that's why pre-market was probably getting stopped up right around that 180 level. If volume does push into it, you know, and breaches that point, we're most likely going to see $2. $2 is going to be kind of a gravitational pull, if you will. And then if it breaks that, we got 215, 220, which I think could be a good kind of starter for a short if we're going there, because at 220, this is going to be tough resistance as well. We got this resistance line drawn here. If it goes up to that point, that's going to be some solid resistance. And then we got 242, which is the 200-day moving average, as solid resistance as well. Then 250, the $half resistance after that. We're going to see a lot of resistance if this pops on up, and I suspect it could get a little bit of attention at the start of the day. This one is forming a nice little flag in pre-market. It's really the only stock right now that is getting a lot of the attention, volume in the penny stock world. So I suspect volume could come into this and, you know, get to those levels. I don't have any shorts available on it. I do think this is a good short candidate as well. That's ATOS. Going over AXSM. What else, guys? So, BTBT, the little sneaker. The little sneaky fella. You can't say I didn't tell you so. On VTVT. This one yesterday, what happened? You know, we said this yesterday morning, keep this one on your watch list. Keep this one on your watch list. This one rode this trend line very nice yesterday. Didn't draw it as, let me adjust this a little bit. There we go. Boom, boom, boom. Yeah, that one really respected that trend line all day yesterday. Got it overextended, right? But $3 was tough resistance on it, very defined resistance that ended up breaking that level. And then in pre-market after hours yesterday, we didn't see a lot of follow-through momentum, and we came up right around these resistance levels. You see these upper shadows right near 320, which it has been hit that in after hours. We're seeing a lot of resistance. We'll see what it's going to do around these levels. You know, I want to see a pullback. Well, ideally, this is what I would like. It just continued to not have a lot of volume on it right now. At the open of the day, we'll see it just fade on off a little bit, then U-shape, break on out. This is the level it has to break out if it's going to continue to move. It has to break out at around these levels, and that would be a daily breakout. That would be ideal. This one, there's a lot of people that it's a little frustrating. They're not taking responsibility for their trades. They kind of blame the market or other people, and these are more short sellers. They're like, this should not, still be running at this point. It's 3 against 1 in the market, right? It's us against the market, and other traders. The only thing I'm certain about, guys, is the uncertainty of the market. The only thing you can expect at times is things that are unexpected. The only reason I had this on my watch list is because of all the hype it's had on it in the last week and a half. And then it fades on off, and we still have volume here. We still have volume here. But most importantly, what's that? CLPS short for sure? Yeah, I said, so the market, and most importantly, guys, we're not just against the market and other traders. Most importantly is us against ourselves. We got 3 people we're fighting against when we're trading. Ourself is the most important. Short for short CLPS. Pull that one up in just a second here. But VTVT, certainly got to keep this one on our watch list as well. See if this is going to bounce off the trend, if we get volume confirmation to break out past these levels. But always, we got to take responsibility for our own actions and not blaming other people. That's the only way we can grow, right? How are we going to grow if we don't acknowledge that we're doing anything wrong? That was VTVT. CLPS, short for short. Yep, this one really did run yesterday. 305 up to 833. What do we close at? We closed at around 650. So on short for short on CLPS, I'd say if we cannot, get the volume to break 650, the previous close, that's going to be a detailed resistance line right there. This one's probably going to start fading on off today. So 650 is a level we need to break on CLPS if we're going to start moving on up again. So just keep that, on watch there. Then we had RHE yesterday. RHE 129 at the low of yesterday, hit a high of 238. So I want to go over RHE. Pull this one up for you guys to take a look at. RHE hit that resistance very well, 238. Let's take a look at the weekly chart on this. Top quality, you guys are killing it. We're going to go over VHC as well. Top quality candidates, thanks for joining us today. Yes, we will go over that one. That one's a great candidate today as well. I really want to look at that one. Let me go over RHE really quick, and then we'll go over VHC. Guys are on point today. So RHE, what's going on here? Shares jumped 46.88% to close at 188 on Tuesday after the company entered a new forbearance agreement with Pinecone Realty Partners. This one hit weekly resistance on the chart at 238. You guys see this line we got drawn here? 238. I mean, serving as very tough resistance. This one's all throughout its past chart history. That's why we draw all these lines, guys. Very tough resistance. We can even pull up the 6-month chart. It's very respected resistance as well. 252 is the 200-day on it as well. ATOS, yes, John, I did go over that. I'll go over that at the end of the live stream for you as well. So RHE, this one on RHE, you know, this I don't think this is going to get follow through momentum on it. The daily chart tells us this one mostly just pumps and dumps. If it doesn't, you know, break that previous close around 175, I would say watch this one to continue to fade on off. But we could get a little bit of a pop. You know, yesterday we kind of formed that head and shoulders type of pattern. It's a little ugly, didn't have a lot of volume on it. But this is the neckline here. It ended up cracking that level and just fading on off. So let's see if it gets a spike at the start of the day. A lot of these stocks are more so short candidates. VTVT, that one certainly needs volume to break out past the resistance level that is at. ATOS, I think, is definitely right now a more bullish type of play, but that one's going to turn into a quick short very quickly. Very quickly. Yeah, let's go over VHC, top quality cabinets. Let's go over VHC. Okay, VHC, let's look at the daily chart on this. What's going on here? We blew through that 70 on the RSI. Killing it. And what happens every single time we blow through that 70? Take a look at the past, guys. We blow through it, we come on down. Bob Barker, baby, come on down. Yep, so that's what we're looking at on VHC. This one is overextended at this point. We had a huge volume spike on it. 7 million shares traded. This one has very strong, on the weekly chart, we can look at this, very strong $5 resistance. Ideally on VHC, what do we want? I mean, the best thing, in my personal opinion, would be for this one to get a pop up to $5. Because $5 is going to be so strong. Yeah, that's going to be such a great short on it. I don't know if it's going to happen, though. Don't know if it's going to happen on VHC. But yeah, $5. We look at the chart on this, just such strong resistance. You know, this one's blowing through the RSI, getting overextended. Longs were buying this up around 466 at the close of yesterday. A lot of strong volume coming in on it. These guys are more than likely trapped in it. This one didn't get after hours volume or pre-market volume. It's kind of fading on off. And yeah, I certainly think this one's going to be a much stronger short candidate than a long buy trade. Do you have shares short on VHC? I do not. I will take a mental short on this one. But I want to go over it because some of you guys, some of you guys have shorts. Some of you are at different brokers. Let me know which broker you're at if they have shorts for it. We want to go over everything, make sure you guys are all prepared and ready to go. Yeah, VHC is definitely going to be a good short candidate there. And then ADIL, I want to go over this one for you as well. ADIL and VTVT, these are two that I've really kept my eye on. Been hawk-eyeing these things. Oh, top quality, approved for CMEG. Let's go, man. That's so exciting. Need to fund now. Awesome work. I'm excited. I'm going to be right there with you. I'm thinking about going to the bank today and wiring some funds. Thinking today might be the day. That's awesome, though. Excited for you. Very excited for you. ADIL, this one, still off the trend. It really hasn't been crashing hard to this trend. I was thinking, okay, it's retesting. You see how 720, all these upper shadows here. I was thinking, okay, that's tough resistance. If it doesn't break that, it's going to drop hard. This one has, honestly, doesn't have any volume really even on the day. This was one of the best candidates as well. Oh, just got a message from Rudolph. Scanners are awesome. So I went over the scanners with him last night. If you guys want them, I will individually go through these with you. We can take about 30 minutes. I'll call you, get you all set up with the scanners. The 30 for 30 deal is still going on. We're going to change the format of that rather shortly because, you know, we did say there's a limited supply of those. We can't lose with so much money. But yeah, you guys take advantage of that. in the description, 30 for 30, and we'll get you all set up ready to go on the scanners. So ADIL, this one, just keep it on watch. I think we could see it continue to fall back down to that trend line here around $5, $5.50. But this one's, I just want you to keep on your back burner, on your watch list. Kind of like VTVT, right? Yesterday we went over VTVT, said keep this one on your watch list. Volume could come into it at any point. There's a lot of shorts in on it, but there was still good volume, good attention. That one just ran last week. I always keep the recent runners on my watch list because volume seems to always come back into them. Always seems to come back into them. But yeah, that's ADIL. Let's look and see what ATOS is doing right now. But yeah, ATOS, this one, like I said, it formed a nice little pattern here in pre-market right now. If we look over this, kind of like a little, what do we have? A little ascending triangle, bull flag, ABCD type of pattern. These are some of my favorite, to be honest. I'll go over this. We got an initial spike. 180s is serving as resistance. This is our A. This is our A. We pull back, and this is B, 160. So this is serving as support, B. And then our next area that that serves as support is the C area. So we formed a little bit of a higher low here. We're dropping back down to that 160 support. We had some buyers scoop this up. We can see that from the lower shadows here. This would be the area to scoop it up, C. The area to initially sell would be right around where it's getting right now. That would be our scale out area. That's D. So scale out area would be right around 180. And then if you want to add another letter in there, E, that can be kind of the rest of the shares for you to scale out. The pattern tells us to sell, honestly, kind of our full position at resistance. I like the scale out. Scaling out provides us with more opportunity for more profits. That's what I like to do. So 180 right here is going to serve as some resistance. This is an area where you would certainly want to scale out, not be buying right here. We'll see what volume is going to do on ATOS. But ATOS, yeah, this is our best candidate right now as far as a long trade goes. But we're missing the move in pre-market. We'll see how it opens on up. This one has a lot of tough resistance above it. It could get up to around 220 today. I would say the highest this is going to get, if I, personal opinion, 242 is a 200 day. If it breaks through that, 250, I think it's going to hold it on up, and then it's going to start pulling back. But if it gets up to 220, that's going to be tough resistance, and 250 as well. ATOS, just keep those in mind. Oh yeah, John. So that's ATOS. They completed the phase 1 study. Not the biggest deal in the world. ATOS. Phase 1 is the treatment safe? Ask that question. Yeah. So treatment is safe. Now they're moving on to phase 2, which is one of the toughest ones. Does it work? And so ATOS, we have a lot of tough resistance on this one as well. But top quality cabinets, are you set up with the discounted rates as well at CMEG? Want to make sure you're good to go there as well with CMEG, because you'll get a $1 off for all your $1 off rebate under 1,000 shares, and then of course 0.005 cents per trade versus 0.007. Okay, cool. Yeah, let me know if you have any questions. I know the sales director and COO can talk to them if you're not set up on that. We'll get that all straightened out for you. But yeah, guys, that is today. It's 9:23. Should be a good one. Should be a good one today. We'll see how ATOS is going to open on up. Man, there's nothing I'm really feeling a whole lot out of the gates. VTVT, I want to see how this is going to do. It's right off the trend line right now. Right off the trend line from yesterday. This would be a good entry on it. Very tight stop. So that's good. Very tight stop on it. We would have the trend line right below it and $3 whole dollar support. But it's right at resistance. We just need good volume. Volume confirmation. That's going to be everything on it. Volume confirmation. You'll confirm with them. Awesome, man. You seen that? Yes, it's a sweet deal. Learning a lot from you. Thanks so much, man. Thank you so much for sharing that. Pumps me up, gets me fired up. Love helping. Love helping you guys out. But the guys, that's going to do it for today. That's the 6 tickers I'll be watching. You know, VHC, I want that one to pop up. That would be ideal if that one can pop up to resistance for a short. ATS, this one's probably going to be where all the hype and attention is going to be right at the start of the day, so we'll keep that one on watch as well. But that's going to do it for today, guys. Thank you so much for being a part of the Avery day trading team, and we will see you tomorrow.